Some stay the same, just never ever change up. Some stay the same, just never ever change up. Some stay the same, just never ever change up. Never switch the game up, never switch the play up. Stuck in that first quarter, never known order, unless it was a court order. Now you point the finger at your father, cause he never bothered, he never took time to know you. He never bothered, he never took time to know you. He never bothered, he never took time to know you. You never known him, maybe you known him, maybe he was there the whole time in your corner. Damn. Relationships now these days sound like a random replay, but who gives a damn now these days? Will they acknowledge their own iniquity to turn away their captivity? They don't know they're in captivity. I'ma return to my place until they acknowledge all of their offenses. Now meditate on that a minute.
We are the children. Yeah, we are the children. We are the children. Yeah, we are the children. We are the children. Yeah, we are the children. Look at our condition. Your curse revealing. Straight out the wilderness. Moses was with us. We should've listened. We should've listened. We are the children. Yeah, we are the children. Look at our condition. Your curse revealing. Straight out the wilderness. Moses was with us. We listen. We should've listened.
Depending on the nation that cannot save us. Depending on the nation that cannot save us. Depending on the nation that cannot save us. Trusting in the shadows those who hate us. Yeah, you are a nation inside a nation. The promises for you, they're trying to take you, keep you away from it. That old covering cherubim can't keep the righteous away from him. You know what I'm saying when I say him? The God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. Ain't no point of faking. We the Israelites, boy, quit playing. I ain't from the know ya, but I got a story right out the Torah. Keep it 100, no sugar coated, straight out that boiler. You need to know this. Why you don't know this? You need to know this. Why you don't know this? Cause you in the club on the weekends, getting money from free bands, going around with the heathens, rolling out with the wee heads. You must not know you a king yet. I'm all about order, so don't get it twisted. You out hit the, I'm all about order, so don't get it twisted. You out hit the, 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 you out hit the.
Welcome to Four Corners News. That's right, where the truth speaks. I am Captain Zakar. To my left,
Officer Pagiel.
and to his left,
Officer Asanaya.
and to his left,
Officer Daniel.
and we make up Four Corners News. Thank you for tuning in to Four Corners News, where we bring you the news from all over the globe, letting you know that the Bible is a true book. All right. Hey, so let's get into it. It's February. Y'all know what it is. When February come around here, all black people's antennas go up. So let's pull up the picture, man, to show what I've been seeing as I'm driving around here. They got a Black History Month banners. Most people be having these in their cities as they go around. You know, they come up out of nowhere. It says experience the culture. That's a false slogan right there. Black people do not have a culture. A culture, if you call thotting and twerking and rap music and gangsterism is culture, and fatbacks and chitlins and pig feet. Sports. That's not a culture. That's not culture. That is not culture right at all. So that's a misleading title. Pull it back up. Let's see that thing. So they experience the culture, the marketplace. City of Miami Gardens celebrates Black History Month. I wouldn't be surprised if more people get shot in February in Miami than any other month. I wouldn't put it past it, man. Hey, for those that don't know, some of y'all may be new and y'all coming out of Christianity and things of that nature, and you actually think that Black History Month is something that has progressed the race. It has not at all. Even that one president that said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Right.
Y'all remember him?
And he oppressed your ass?
Yeah. He oppressed your ass.
Even
he even said Black history as a whole is not real. Pull up the article, man.
Ahead of Black History Month, Biden says America has never lived up to its promise of equality.
Read that one more again for the people. For everybody that believes that black people have made strides and we got better jobs and better education and more wealth as a people. Read what Sleepy Joe said.
Biden says America has never lived up to its promise of equality.
Never lived up to its equality. Let's scroll down on the article. Let's scroll down. Let's read that first paragraph right there for him.
In his proclamation marking February as National Black History Month, President Biden said part of celebrating the legacy of black Americans means acknowledging that America has never lived up to its promise that all people should be treated equal.
Now that's crazy for the American president of the freest country in the world to say that black people are second-class citizens in 2023.
Yeah, you know how they second-class citizen? There was a whole movement about Black Lives Matter, and come to happen. I by osmosis.
I'm glad you said that. We're gonna get to that in a
praises.
minute. There's no way that you can continue to celebrate Black History Month and take pride in it and actually take part in the festivities when you have an organization called Black Lives Matter.
Come on now,
Do your life
dog.
matter?
That's a what you call those things?
Oxymoron.
Oxymoron. There you go.
You see, Cap, the problem is in reality, there is no equality compared to blacks in other nations.
Yeah.
But in Jake's mind, we are all one in Christ Jesus.
Yeah, that's it.
hey, you know what they thinking? John 3, John 3:16.
It don't matter what the hell is going on in the community to Jake. We are all one in Christ Jesus, and no one can tell him.
They love the white people. They love all nations. Because why? Jesus told them so.
Yeah.
And it made them feel real good.
Yeah, exactly right. Let's go back to the article real quick. Let's read that. The struggles.
The struggles and challenges of the Black American story to make a way out of no way have been the crucible where our resolve to fulfill this vision has most often been tested.
Man, that's crazy. We've been enslaved in this country for going 424 years, I believe that's what it is, since the 1500s when we came over here from Spain. And still to this day, go back to it, it says America has not done what?
The Black American story to make a way out of no way has been the crucible where our resolve to fulfill this vision has been most often been tested.
They have not fulfilled the vision of black people being equal in America in 424 years. Dang. What makes Negroes think that 2023 is going to be the year of fulfillment of you know, we had the year of return. What was it, 2019, 16, 19, 29, the year of return, where black people went back to Ghana on vacation. Then they brought their ass right back here to the air conditioner in that house and that nice job they got.
Right.
Reality hit.
Yeah, reality hit. And so now they expect to have the year of fulfillment in 2023 under Black history, when your own president is admitting, man, y'all still second. He's really saying you black people are still second-class citizens, and we're working on it. We're a work in progress. Just stick with us.
How much more could you work on something if you've been doing it for 400 years? If you didn't get no different results, shouldn't you think that you try something different by now?
Yeah, you should.
Even worse, you got Chinese got more rights than us.
Yeah.
Way more rights.
Quicker, too.
Emotional damage.
Let's go back to that article real quick. Let's Black Americans. Let's read that paragraph.
Black American struggles for freedom, equal treatment, and the right to vote.
This is your white president, the president of the free country. What is it? The free world
free
is
world.
saying this. Go ahead.
For equal opportunities in education, housing, and the workplace. For economic opportunity, equal justice, and political representation. And so much more have reformed our democracy far beyond its founding.
Now check this out, what he's about to say, how much black Americans have done for everybody else except theyself.
There you
Read
go.
that.
Black Americans have made a way not only for themselves.
No, how do we make a way for ourselves? Well, you just above that just said that we lack equal treatment. We struggle for freedom. We have education is bad. The house is bad. The workplace is bad. Economic oppression, and we don't have equal justice or political representation. But then you come back and say that we have we have made a way.
Right.
No, we haven't.
Take a few steps back.
That's that Jedi mind
There
trick
you
of the white man.
Right. No, he's speaking straight up. He's letting you know, I gave you a pig pen to roll in and to dress up and keep. Get comfortable.
Good. I'm glad
That's
you
all.
said that, man.
Yeah.
Go keep reading that. Go back to it. Let's read that. Go ahead.
But also have helped build a highway for millions of women, immigrants, other historically marginalized communities, and all Americans to more fully experience the benefits of our society.
Look at this.
Man.
That white
There you
man
go.
just admitted that Black Americans have paved the way for everybody else in America to live the American dream except the nigga.
So you know what? You know what he just said? Black Americans were still slaves.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Because
Straight
back
up.
in the day, the Black American slave had to work any way possible to better the life of the Edomites. It's the same thing that we're doing now with every other race.
Yep. Exactly right, man. Give me that Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. So a lot of you all, that on the outside looking in on the Israelites, y'all be like, man, why are y'all so angry? Why are they always yelling the Bible? Why don't they let you talk when you try to speak to them? There's a reason behind it, because we know the things like Biden said. We see it. God has opened up our eyes. Read that Ecclesiastes 7 and 7.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
There you go. The oppression that we suffer as a people has made us mad, and God has given us the wisdom, the spiritual eyes to see that oppression and not celebrate them Black History Month every year as if we are making headway when we're actually going in reverse as a people, especially morally. The better, check this out, the better that we do economically with education and rights here in America, or Babylon the Great, the better we do with mammon of the world, the worse we get spiritually as a people.
See, Cap, that's why a lot of times our people think that God referred to us as a backsliding daughter for no reason. That's crazy.
Yep,
Ain't
exactly
no way we gonna
right.
progress.
So that's what happened. The more we do better, give me that in Hosea chapter 4. The more we do better with the mammon of man, the worse we get spiritually, morally as a people.
Right. It gets us further and further away from God.
Yeah, exactly
Because
right.
we think that material things is how God blesses us.
Yeah. So either, we can make a decision on keep living it up here in Babylon and taking all his trinkets and his abominations and be further separated from God, or we give this stuff up and get closer to God and get more than the white man is giving us right down here in captivity, which is actually just an illusion.
Yes, that's what you hit it
of freedom.
Yeah.
It's not really freedom at all. Hosea 4 and read verse 6, and the point is in verse 7.
Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
That lack of knowledge goes into God's commandments, who we are as a people, and what is truly freedom as a people. What is truly our history as a people. Go ahead.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
Read.
That thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
That's why our children are dying at so many at young ages. So many of them, they hardly making it past 25. You got so many T-shirts with "Rest in Peace." You got this drill music where they actually talking about killing each other in it. That is all of God forgetting our children because we have rebelled against His law. He's left us at our own demise to raise our own kids that have become monsters. And there's no way that you can contain a monster without the word of God. And that's why they are. But here's the point. Read verse 7.
Verse 7. As they were increased.
As they were what?
As they were increased.
As we got more rights here in America. As we got more political power. As we got more economic power. As we got more education. As we got more freedoms. Liberties. Where you the white man now said that you can chop off your Johnson and put a hole in there and get vaginosis and go on TikTok and cry about it.
Gender confirmation.
Gender confirmation as you were increased in the ways of Babylon. Read on.
So they sinned against me.
Boom, there you go. So the more freedoms you get from Esau, the more you sin against God. And your sins do what? Separate you from God.
And you know how that's true, Cap. When you read the scriptures, right? You go to Maccabees and the Romans. The more they got free, especially the Pharisees and stuff like that, the more they started diving into more sin with the gems, with the ways of the heathen, leaving the ways of the fathers.
Yeah, exactly right.
Cap, who do they want to be free from? They want to be free away from the laws of God. Because,
that's it.
Because remember what they said in Maccabees, that the laws is what is our religion. And religion comes from the Greek word religio, to bind and constrain us.
Constrain.
They just get tired of just keeping
being
the commandments.
held back. Holding back their flesh.
What they getting held back from is death.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
yeah.
Lord is keeping a bound of protection, keeping you secure in a bubble of protection. Laws. And you getting free. No, get that life away from me.
Damn.
Get that peace of mind away from
die.
me. I want to die.
The hell is this?
Damn.
You can't stop me.
That's what God said. We're a degenerate planet. Let's go back to that article real quick just to see if it's any more on that right there. Because Sleepy Joe was bringing it out. Read that, Black Americans.
Black Americans continue to face discrimination.
Hold on, it's 2023 and we have equal rights. We are free. We are all that slavery talk and y'all be talking about, that stuff's in the past. Civil rights done came. Martin Luther King got hit in the head with a watermelon. We are good now.
We got basketball.
We got basketball.
Oh,
LeBron
man.
James about to be a scoring leader. We got Super Bowl. We got 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. What more can a nigga want?
Hold on.
That's how we think as a people.
Cap, I think you give this generation too much credit. I don't think they know who Malcolm X is.
No, they don't. No, they don't. We know they don't.
All right.
Because we witnessed that in school about, a lot of the kids that come up, well, I guess they consider Generation Z, the zombies now. If it wasn't for this truth, when they sit in the school and they hear the history that the bishops and the deacons and the captains bring out in the classes, they wouldn't know who Marcus Garvey is. Right. They wouldn't know who Toussaint Louverture was. They wouldn't know who Malcolm X is. Hell, the only person they do know is Martin Luther King,
right.
and Cap
and Barack Obama.
And Cap, even with that, even a so-called, I hate to call them scholars, but someone Jake that think they know something basically. Even with them, they still don't fully understand those men and what they believed in and what they taught. Yeah. All the way till the end of their lifespan. Yeah. As they grew in understanding. Yeah. A lot of our people we come across, they fully don't understand.
No, you know how they don't say? Because they ain't sacrificed nothing.
There you go.
Those men sacrificed their lives for what they believe in. They just believe in their whole theory of living or whatever you want to say, their way of life, but they don't actually live it at all. No, not
it's
at
just smooth words for them. Yeah, because they'll wear a Malcolm X T-shirt, Marcus Garvey T-shirt, and with the Pan African symbol, and then they'll be eating pork. Sleeping with the white woman, celebrating Christmas.
Can you get that? Excuse me, my beautiful black sister. Can you tap that milk of magnesia on the shoulder? That's crazy, man. That's a crazy stuff, man. Hey, go back to that though. This is 2023, Black History Month. Let's be proud, y'all. Read that.
Black Americans continue to face discrimination in almost every institution. In schools, black students are more likely to have less resources and opportunities, including advanced coursework and dual credit programs, according to the Government Accountability Office.
That's the government that's keeping up with this stats. Okay, go ahead.
Black students are also more likely to face disciplinary action than their white counterparts.
That's in-school detention and things of that nature. Let's scroll up a little bit.
Getting locked up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, white households had home ownership rates at least 10 percentage points higher than black and Hispanic households.
Wow.
According to the Department of Treasury. This impacts economic security and leads to less generational wealth within families.
So Black History let's celebrate Black History Month that we have not even moved the damn goalpost a little bit.
And you know what's the crazy part about it? Because I was just thinking about it, right? Because we try to look for the white man to acknowledge us as far as Black history goes, so that way we can get our own month. But thinking about it, we should actually try to come together and try to establish our own stuff. But TikTok and social media has us far removed.
No, man. See, so I know you're a generation borderline Z zombie, man. You gotta know your history.
You said borderline,
I mean,
I'm not.
let me educate you. We did create our own stuff.
Yeah, we did.
We created what's that thing called? Kwanzaa.
Oh.
See, he didn't know that. He oh damn, I didn't know that one. Yeah, got me.
That.
I thought you was gonna say Malcolm X Day. No, Kwanzaa. They created that. Black people don't give a damn about Kwanzaa.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody.
But you know what? You know what else is crazy about the article? Joe Biden just laid out everything that they know, right? Mm-hmm. Now the question you ask: how come he's not changing it?
Damn, good point right there. How he just laid out all the problems, but he ain't he ain't signed the damn bill, an executive order to hey man, show me the stats on black home ownership.
Right.
Oh, it's 10% lower than whites, and the wealth gap is black people got a dime to every white person's dollar. Right. So that's $100 to every dollar. Is there anything you want to do about that, Mr. President Joe Biden? What's he doing? Fell asleep. Yes. Matter of fact, I do. Give them jobs.
No, he'll ask this question. Are they registered to vote?
Yeah. Did they vote for me?
Did they vote for me?
Cap, this is the reason why the thought don't pop into their mind. Because remember what that dude from the Clippers says. We give them jobs. Mm-hmm. We give them houses. Yeah.
We
give them that. What else do they want?
That's all they're going to do. They ain't going to give them no influx of cash. They're going to give you a job. And if they give you a job now, how long does that take? Now that's there 50, 100, 200 years before you can catch up to the wealth. And you mentioned Black Lives Matter, right? You can't have Black Lives Matter if it's a Black History Month. Black Lives Matter does not go. It's a oxymoron, right? Y'all ain't heard of Black Lives Matter in a while, have you? Where they go? Where they?
They living the life.
They living the life.
They in the shadows, They doing the work in the shadows.
Yeah, that's right. Go to that video of the black sister in Cuba and look who she calls out in Black History Month. Play the video.
Let's talk. If we're going to talk, let's talk. If we're going to say the truth, let's say the truth. If you want to hear the truth from the horse mouth, hear it from the horse mouth. I am a Cuban born and raised in Cuba. So I can tell you what the Cuban situation is. And I can also tell you, sweetheart, keep an open mind, an open heart, and open eyes. Because everything you've been taught about Cuba is based on propaganda. If you have not traveled to Cuba and you haven't seen the situation in Cuba and you have not sit with a Cuban national to tell you the truth of the situation in Cuba, then you know what? Just listen to us. And listen to us.
She's Northern Kingdom, no doubt about it.
Listen to us. Please. Listen to us. We do not support communism. We are forced into it. We do not support. Little black girls that look like me don't make it in my country. You know what's our end goal in my country being what we call jineteras. You know what's a jinetera? A prostitute. Sexual tourism. That's what we're good for. Because the Europeans, the Americans and the Canadians love going to Cuba and paying $50 to have a young girl with a big booty that look like me, giving them some company. I'm going to tell you the truth because I live the truth. Because I was one of those jineteras in Cuba. I had to sell my ass to feed my family.
Damn.
Okay? Let's say it how how it is. I had to sell my ass to feed my family. You know how old I was? 16, 17. We want to talk? Let's talk.
Still in high school during that time.
That is pedophilia.
Yep.
So yes, I put myself and my body in the hands of pedophiles. You know why? Because I had to feed my family.
Notice she's saying she had to feed her family at 16, 17.
Damn.
Because I had to feed my family. Because we get paid $18, 18 US dollars a month.
Damn.
And in one night with a tourist, I made 30, 45 to 50. If it was generous, I would get $60, $70. So I would make more than working. You want to talk? Let's talk. Black girl like me. And now I feel betrayed by the Black Lives Matter movement because you feel it's okay to defend the people that push me to do what I had to do.
You defended white people.
There you go.
Damn.
She said you defended white people that came over here
You
and
want to
raped me.
Right.
Fidel Castro.
So those are the same
Hashtag
people that
Viva la
just like
Revolución.
they over-sexualized our sisters here in America.
Right.
They also over-sexualize our Northern Kingdom sisters
There
over
you
there
go.
in Cuba as well.
There you go. So remember, she kept bringing out it was the Europeans that come over there just with $50.
Damn.
All right. Praying on a 16-year-old. Best believe is younger than that too.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
No doubt. Let's go back to it real quick.
Damn. Wow.
You want to hashtag Fidel Castro. Hashtag Viva la Revolución. Fuck the revolución. Patria y vida, cambio y libertad. That's what we need.
All the smoke.
We are not yelling. The Cubans in the streets are not yelling we want food. We are not yelling we want medications. We are not yelling we want vaccines. You know what we're yelling? Libertad. Freedom. That's what we're yelling. And Black Lives Matter movement think so. Ven acá, chicos. So what's the difference? What makes us different? Just because we're Cuban? We're still black.
Damn.
Like I say, if I walk into a room and I shut with my mouth closed, you don't know what the fuck I am.
Damn.
She right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You
right.
can't tell.
So right now I feel misrepresented by their own people that was supposed to represent people like me with my color. I feel misrepresented.
Pause it right there.
Damn.
Where you at? Black Lives Matter,
There you
Black
go.
History Month. They need
Huh.
our help in Cuba.
Here you go.
You can't say that. Won't you Israelites do something? No,
Right,
we already doing stuff over there. We beat you to the punch, buddy.
Hey, I guess they're not international yet. Them being
Now they don't have
funded
enough
by
money.
the
Black
NBA,
Lives Matter.
They don't
Them
got enough
being
money.
funded
No,
by
they
the
are
NBA.
international in European countries. Yeah,
That's a cut. Why?
yeah. They Black Lives Matter is international in European countries where black folk need them at. They ass
there.
ain't there.
You know, Cap.
Sad,
I'm
man.
gonna say it. If your organization or anything is backed by Edomites, you're a sellout.
Damn.
That's just how
That's
it
it.
is.
100%.
Hey, Cap, they are there for the right price.
Yeah.
That's what. That's the only reason why Black Lives Matter come, because when they see they could profit off of black death, that's the only time they come.
That's
but
it.
if the money ain't there, they ain't there.
That's it.
So
Man.
selling
So
out your own
basically,
race.
basically, we dealing with an organization that don't prioritize actual black lives.
It was not made by black people.
Damn.
Why the hell will they prioritize black people?
There you go.
It's just the front.
Yeah, it's a
It's a-
front.
it's
It's like
right.
it's like one of them Popeye's chicken spot. You put a black
Oh,
person
yeah.
in front of it, put it on commercials,
There you
a
go.
whole bunch of black people buying it, but
Yeah.
it's ran by Edomites.
Yeah, it's read by a white woman.
There
She's
you
the
go.
CEO of Popeye's Chicken. And she knew how to get black folks to put auntie on there.
Right.
They got a little southern accent and hold a plate of chicken in black
Damn.
folk face. That damn line be around the corner every time you go to Popeye's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
you
thought
got
she
Moab
owned it.
selling you chicken.
Almost fooled me. I thought she owned it. I'm like, nah.
Crazy, man. Go to the book of Hosea. I'm gonna show you something right here, man. What God said, why this Black Lives Matter is an oxymoron, and you celebrating Black history as if it's something to be proud of. It's not. Hosea 13, read verse 9 and verse 10.
Hosea chapter 13 and verse 9.
This is thus saith the Lord. Go ahead.
O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help.
Not in Black Lives Matter.
There you go.
And how do we look? Our Cuban brothers and sisters, which are from the tribe of Manasseh, they understand Black Lives Matter ain't the damn help. It ain't doing nothing for them. They over here in America that only rise up when a white cop kill a black cop.
Right.
I ain't seen Black Lives Matter for the type. What's it do? The
brother that just got beat down with.
Yeah. What's his name? Tyree Nichols.
He ain't there.
Where's Black Lives Matters at for that?
No.
Man, that's why God said, "Ain't nobody can help you but me, Israel." Keep reading.
That's right.
I will be thy king.
Uh-huh.
Where is any other that may save thee in all thy cities?
Uh-huh.
And thy judges of whom thou saidest, give me a king and princes.
You wanted a president, you wanted governors, you wanted magistrates. Well, God gave you all of that in the land of your captivity. And now you see that they ain't saving your ass at all. They even created the white man that you put so much trust in, created an organization that is supposed to represent you and has done nothing. How many guilty verdicts has the Black Lives Matter organization forced out of the guy named Ben Crump? And what's that other one's name with the pimp with the slip back? Al Sharpton, the pimp named Slickback.
Ali Al.
We're going to show something about a pimp named Slickback here in a minute, man. God let you know, man, Israelites, ain't nobody else going to help you. Ain't nobody going to save you. You can have as many Black History Months as you want to. Your ass is still going to be crying no justice, no peace during February's. Go to that next video for us. And look at this. Look at this right here. Well, look what Martin said right after the Civil Rights era. Even during that time, look what he came to the realization of. Go ahead. It's the stuff they don't show you in school.
America freed the slaves in 1863 through the Emancipation Proclamation of Abraham Lincoln, but gave the slaves no land or nothing in reality, and as a matter of fact, to get started on. At the same time, America was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that there was a willingness to give the white peasants from Europe an economic base. And yet it refused to give its black peasants from Africa, who came here involuntarily in chains and had worked free for 244 years, any kind of economic base. And so emancipation for the Negro was really freedom to hunger. It was freedom to the winds and rains of heaven. It was freedom without food to eat or land to cultivate, and therefore it was freedom and famine at the same time. That America...
Freedom and famine.
Freedom. You are free to starve.
Right. Yep.
You are free to be 200 years behind in wealth than your slave master. Right. You are free to have poor education. You are free to have police brutality. You are free to have all of those things. But you will never experience what true freedom is until your Lord and Savior comes and delivers you from the land of your captivity.
That's right.
There's acres and acres of land. You see, and you can drive up even going North Florida. You see how much dead space.
That's a lot.
A lot of space. And you'll see homes from miles and miles away. You telling me you can't put a couple of thousands of people in that area?
Man, you be driving up, going through Georgia, the Mississippi areas, all through up Florida, going up. You have one house, especially go to Texas. Right. You have one house, and it's surrounded by 20 acres, and the driveway is 2 miles long, and ain't nothing around it.
Halfway.
You know, for those who don't understand, Martin just explained to you that you're hated.
Yeah.
That's what he just explained, because when you read the scriptures, I'm just going to use that example. The scripture says if a man has another son by another wife, the one that he hates, he doesn't want to give his stuff to, you're not supposed to do that. When you don't want to give somebody something that you have, it's because you hate them.
Right. Yeah, exactly right. So now you know why you didn't get no land, you didn't get no food, you didn't get no money coming out. But all of it goes back to Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28, Read that in verse 33.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
When God said always, he meant it. Even when God said always, now what is it? We've got the illusion that we have things, but we're still oppressed and crushed always, just like God said. And then the word of God is true. We getting crumbs and thinking that is the kingdom of heaven. Right. No matter what salary that we get here in America, how many houses we own, what land you own, that land you own is still in the land of your captivity.
Right. You don't really own it.
You don't own it. Don't pay your taxes.
Don't pay your taxes.
Hey, Cap, that always lets you know that the colonizer, the people that colonize you, will never forget that they are ruling over you. They're on top of you. They have a perpetual hatred towards you. But as we look at that article over there, it talks about how we assimilated ourselves into the society and thinking that let's get love from our enemies, but our enemies knows I will never love you and I will never accept you.
Never. Go to Malcolm and look what he said, because we see what Martin said, and things have not changed. You have freedom to famine, right? You ain't got no real wealth. It's all an illusion of wealth that we have, right? Because just think about it. All the money in your bank, they can do what with it? Click of a button, it's gone. That's an illusion of wealth.
They learned, all black people learned that with Ye.
With Ye. The
all
land we got, don't pay taxes on it. They'll come and take it. If it's anywhere, let them strike oil on your damn land or gold or something that the government needs. They will move your ass off of that land and build something right on it. Let them need a highway to go through there. They will move you off.
They're gonna park the whole tractor on your chest. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna get you. They did that. Overtown. They ran. It was a highly black populated jazz club. They had Sam's Cook. Famous people used to come there.
James Brown,
next thing
Sam
you know,
Cooke and them.
They ran I-95 straight through it.
Destroyed it, man. Play that what Malcolm said.
Now, what do I think about King's attitude? King's right-hand man, Wyatt Walker, at King's convention, according to the New York Times on September the 26th, said, we have been duped, meaning these persons involved in the civil rights struggle, of which King is the symbolic leader. His right-hand man says, and I quote, we have been duped, or have duped ourselves, into believing that the chains have been broken, when in truth we have only been chained more securely. Half freedom has in many instances been worse than no freedom at all. Why, don't ask me what I think about their struggle. I can tell you what they think about their struggle. And they are pointing out that it is becoming more difficult every day for the civil rights leaders to keep the masses of black people nonviolent and long-suffering and patient, and keep them from becoming disenchanted.
That's heavy. Wow. He said having a little freedom is worse than having no freedom. You know why? Because it deceives you to believe that things are getting better.
That's what I was talking about when you was reading about that spirit of deep sleep that the Lord poured on his people. You gotta be almost to the point of insanity to think that your ancestors was conquered by your oppressor, and now in modern time you can demand things from this same oppressor that has conquered you. You got to be insane.
They've changed.
That's Deuteronomy 28:48 that he just said.
It's it. Food, water, clothing, everything. But you got to understand, this is how you know we the people of the book, and we are captive to the spiritual Egyptians here in America. Go to Exodus chapter 2 and check this out. Look how our ancestors thought, and you tell me if it's not the same way that we think right now as a people when we was in slavery under the actual physical Egyptians, right? Give me that in the book of Exodus, where they talk about leaks and stuff. I don't forget. It slipped my mind just now. I was thinking about
numbers.
it.
Numbers.
Numbers. Yeah. All right. And then we're going back to Exodus. All right. Bear with me, y'all.
You got it?
We have Numbers chapter 11 and verse 5.
Yep. Read it. Start at verse 4.
Verse 4. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a-lusting. And the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? Mm-hmm. We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely.
Keep reading.
The cucumbers and the melons, and the leeks and the onions and the garlic.
Now listen to this. Our ancestors was enslaved to the physical Egyptians. And listen to what they said out of their mouth being in slavery. Read it again, verse 5.
Verse 5. We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely.
They remember the fish. They didn't remember the hard back-breaking boulders that they built. They lifted up on a damn makeshift man-made crane.
Right.
They only remembered the damn tilapia that they was eating.
There you go. That's your red lobster today.
They remember the red lobster.
Yeah.
Keep going.
The cucumbers.
They remember the cucumbers.
And the melons.
The melons.
And the leeks.
The leeks.
And the onions.
The onions.
And the garlic.
That they got at Whole Foods.
There you go.
They remembered the food from Whole Foods that was not in their own community, that was down the street, around the corner, 10 minutes on the highway, and you get off on exit 27.
Damn, that sounds like black people for sure, Cat. You getting gunned down on Friday, and then you grilling out Easter Sunday morning.
That's what we do as a people.
There you go.
Give me that in Exodus chapter 1 and read verse 13 and 14. Let's look at the actual condition of our people when they said we did freely eat the cucumbers and the fish. When basically they said when it was all good in the neighborhood. Let's see how their life was, their lifestyle, their what does it say? The quality of life was.
Right.
Read that verse 13 and 14.
Exodus chapter 1 and verse 13. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor.
They serve with rigor. Mine says harshness. In the translation says harshness. Go ahead.
And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
But it wasn't. But we didn't acknowledge that because we got fish. we ate at Red Lobster.
Right.
We got garlic, and we got to shop at Whole Foods and Target, and Walmart was there for us, and we got to smoke and drink Hennessy. After we got done slaving from the hard bondage, we got to sat back and drink the white man's drink, and this captivity wasn't that bad.
Right.
God, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the dark-skinned slave going to the master's house telling the light-skinned slave, we got to be free. And he's like, hey, I got a good thing going for me here.
Right.
What you trying to mess up things for me?
We got it good here.
The crazy part about it is with our people from captivity to captivity, all you got to do is just promise them something, and that's it. They just fall for it.
Not even if they really get it, just give them the hope of it.
And
we will hold on to it for 100 damn years.
For forward.
Is Israel a homeborn slave?
I was just thinking that right.
I was just thinking that.
Golly.
I was just thinking that right. We became the definition of slave.
We became it. You're right.
That's why when you Google it,
go ahead. Yeah, go bring it up.
As soon as you Google it, who comes up?
It's us.
Yeah, your
now
grandmama.
check this out. That's a good point. You said we became the slaves. We love it so much because in history, the Moors enslaved the white people. Like we ran Europe, right?
Yeah.
And we had everybody in subjection to us. But when you think of slavery, you don't even think about Moors ruling over Europe for 1,000 years. It's like, no way that could have been niggas ruling over white people. The only slaves that have ever been on the face of the earth is black people.
Yeah.
We have become slaves because we, in our mind, as long as you give us fish, we don't matter. We cool with the hard bondage.
And God said, you a whore for nothing. I can't remember that scripture.
Yeah,
I think it's in Jeremiah.
It's Ezekiel or something. It's Ezekiel. Say you're a whore. You don't even get paid for it.
Damn.
You just get fish. And here's an example of us eating the fish and loving the hard bondage as long as we get to shop at Whole Foods. Watch what a pimp named
Slickback.
A pimp named
Slickback.
A pimp named Slickback said. Play the video.
A pimp named Slickback.
That's why I'm still marching.
Yeah.
Yes, I got books out. Yes, I got a TV show, but I'm a mountain climber.
He got it. Hey, pause it. What did he just say?
Yes,
I got a TV show and I got books. I got fish, I got cucumbers and melons. Damn. That Negro still in slavery like us. You know why he said it? Because his first words was, yep, I still march. What's he marching for? Justice, equality, good right education, a higher pay, equal housing, representation in the political force. He's admitting that he is a second-class citizen. He still marches, but I got books. I got a TV show. It's all good. It's all good around here in the neighborhood.
And you know, while he's saying that, Joe Biden is like, nah.
That ain't your show anyway. But go back, play it again, man. That ain't his show. Them white people. He's on more stupid news by Caucasians network.
There you go.
It's MSNBC. Go ahead.
Yes, I got a TV show, but I'm a mountain climber. I'm not going to stop till I get to the top of the mountain. You can call me names on right-wing television. I'm a mountain climber. I expect stumbles to come my way. I'm a mountain climber. You can disgrace me. You can discredit me. But I'm going to keep on climbing. I'm going to climb until Tyrese Nichols gets justice. I'm going to climb until Eric Gardner gets justice. I'm going to climb until we change the laws. We're mountain climbers. We're not day traders. We're mountain climbers. And if God be for us, it's more than the whole world against us. He walks with me. He talks with me.
Here we go.
He tells me that I'm his own. He's been food when I was hungry, water when I was thirsty. He's my rock. He's my rock. He's my rock. My sword and shield.
Now check this out, man. You know when he said, "Wow, he was food, he was water." You know what I thought? That is why Deacon Asaph says Moses walked upon the water. This how these damn pastors be. That's exactly what he did. Moses walked upon. He was water. He was food. He was a mountain. That's the state. That's what got black people duped up in this damn Black History Month, thinking you got progress. Hey, check this out, y'all. First, I'm gonna read this. Go to Thessalonians. Check this out, y'all. Drop something on you. Wait. Pay attention, y'all. On Facebook, YouTube, pay attention. Drop something on y'all real quick. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and I want you to read verse 10 and 11.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
So they don't receive the love of God's laws. They reject it, right? All at the same time that we are being oppressed. Read verse 11.
And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion.
Strong delusion. Keep reading.
That they should believe a lie.
Now check this out, y'all. Strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Y'all heard all that stuff that a pimp named Slipback was talking, right?
Yep.
So, where was he saying all that shit at? Excuse my French. Where was he saying all of it at, y'all?
And that
Tell me that YouTube, Facebook, listed.
Right in the whorehouse.
No, y'all missed it, man. It wasn't no church. It's at a funeral.
Oh, yeah.
He's at a funeral talking about I'm a mountain climber. I'm a boulder, walked upon the water. I got books and he was my food. And he talked to me and told me that I'm his own. Then you at a funeral. Of police brutality. Of a young black man that got his ass beat to death in America by his own people. God has sent everybody in their strong delusion that they should believe a lie. They're like, yeah, you right. Well, you right. A pimp named Slipback. Right. We have made it. You got a book. You're on a white man show. We're climbing with you.
Yeah.
It's a dead body sitting in front of him.
So it's supposed to be about that kid and everything that happened to that person. but he talks about himself.
He called me. I'm over here trying to figure out what the hell a mountain climber got to do with Christ being the rock.
I thought that was a workout. He said mountain climber. Like, damn, his old ass can do what a boss, a mountain climber.
When he said he's a mountain climber, I said, damn, this nigga gonna keep climbing the mountain forever.
Man.
Like,
but that's what God says. I'm going to send you a strong delusion that you should believe a lie. He's at a funeral of police brutality talking about he's a mountain climber and God talked to me and he my food and he my water and told me that I'm his own. Right. You niggas is crazy.
Yeah, man.
All right. Hey, we'll be right back after this commercial break here on Four Corners News.
Four Corner News.
Sometimes I know we disagree. Seem like we both on different pages. It's like we're riding on a roller coaster, the ups and downs. But I only want it with you, baby. You complete me and that's the truth, baby. You give me anything I need and more. What more could I ask for? And we both know that it's honorable for a man and a woman to agree. Join us in this truth, yeah. I'm gonna provide, you gon' hold me down. Do benevolence when it's due, yeah. Loving you until the end of time. This is what you call love, baby.
We about to turn the world upside down. We about to turn the world upside down. We about to turn the world upside down. We about to turn the world upside down.
Welcome back to Four Corners News. That's right. I'm Officer Azaniah.
Officer Pagiel.
And this is your international news. All right, let's go. Pull it up.
Of the first and only successful slave revolution in history. Haitians won their independence from France in 1804 and immediately abolished slavery, becoming the first place in the world to do so. It was also the first state to outlaw racism in its constitution. Haiti was a beacon of light for the world, and it was punished for it. It was punished over and over again by France, by the US, through a series of coups, invasions, occupations, assassinations, through relentless meddling and crushing debt. They were determined that this beacon of freedom would be extinguished because it presented a bold challenge to the dread logic of capital and empire. But the Haitian people kept fighting through. Theirs is a light that never goes out. And so, it's still being punished. The meddling goes on. If Haiti is a mess, and it is, then Europe and the US are to blame. If we want to support the Haitian people, and we should, we'll stand up to the US, the world's bully, tell them to get out of Haiti and get out of it ourselves.
Damn. So she said something crazy. She said that the US.
She said the truth. She ain't say nothing crazy. She said the truth.
Yeah, you're 100% correct about that. But she says the US tried to play the superhero and still is colonizing Haiti. So basically what happened in 1804, because Haiti became the independent nation, they still holding on a grudge. They want us to forget, but they didn't forget.
They didn't forget. They're not going to forgive nothing. If they didn't forget 9/11, they didn't forget 1776, they didn't forget all those other stuff from back then, they're not going to forget nothing.
They didn't, because why? We still see them taking down the president, right? We know that the invasion that happened with Jovenel Moise, with the DEA, they've literally found people having the symbol of like the DEA.
They're doing more than taking down president.
Right.
They're making sure that the Levites, the so-called Haitian people, never rise up. Let me get Leviticus 26.
Bring it out, man.
This is the whole life of a Levite in Haiti right now. Leviticus 26, read verse 16.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 16. I will also do this unto you.
No, matter of fact, start at verse 15.
Verse 15. And if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgment.
That's what we do right there. We abhor God's statutes and judgment. Read.
So that ye will not do all my commandments,
Mm-hmm.
but that ye break my covenant. I also will do this unto you.
This is what God promised that he's going to do to the so-called Haitian people, which are Levites. Read.
I will even appoint over you terror.
They're being terrorized. You see that? She just said it. The U.S. is terrorizing Haiti. Read.
Consumption and the burning egg that shall consume the eyes
Read.
and cause sorrow of heart, and ye shall sow your seed in vain.
Now watch verse 17.
Verse 17. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies.
Keep happening. Read.
They that hate you shall reign over you.
Those who hate the Haitian people, they're reigning over them.
Right.
That's why they're able to go over to Haiti and just take over the whole land.
And you know how they take over? Because this is how they bring their poison in. Because God says whatever they bring in is poison. They bring in one thing. They call it democracy.
Yeah.
That's what they bring in. They start bringing in democracy, where what you're supposed to be doing, you're supposed to leave an independent country that you recognize as a nation of people, showing you that they don't even recognize us as people. They still recognizing us as 3/5 of a man. You're supposed to leave them alone and let them govern their own selves. But if you think they're incapable of governing their own selves, then what you gonna do? You're gonna terrorize them. Or you feel like you got to get back, then what you gonna do? You're gonna terrorize them. Go to 2nd Ezra chapter 11 and let's read verse 40. Let's see what America is doing towards the whole earth. Why they feel like they gotta be big brother, or they gotta feel like they gotta be the superheroes when they are actually the villains. Read.
2nd Ezra chapter 11 and verse 40. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past.
Read.
And had power over the world with great fearfulness.
So they had power over the world with great fearfulness. How do you think that happened? How do you think that happened? Because what they did, they brought in the jackals. That's what they say. They bring in the jackals and they destabilize a whole country. That's why you see Haiti could never get in the position that they're in. They have resources. They have gold. They have silver. They got rice. Different things like that. But we see Chinese, Assyrians, and Edomites trying to run that place. Read.
And over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression.
And that's what we're seeing with Haiti, is much wicked oppression. Even though they're oppressing us, but then again, we got to understand one thing. It's still our fault for breaking the commandments of God. Read.
And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit.
And the way that they reinforce that oppression is by deceiving the nations. How do they deceive the nations? They say Jesus is what color? White. They bring in all these different religions with Catholicism. Where when we look at Haiti, as soon as you get in that place, you grow up, you be Catholic. That's the number one thing.
Hey, let's go back to Leviticus 26.
Bring it
you
out.
know, I know Levites that like to talk about Haitian independence. We're the first country to gain our freedom. It sure don't show like it.
Nah,
it don't show that you was the first country to get your freedom.
Right, that's the only thing they could think about. They talk about because they have something that Haitians call fierté. They have something called courage, or they have pride in being the first nation. But look at where you at now.
I'm glad you said that.
Look at what you at now. You at the bottom of society.
Now read Leviticus 26. Read verse 18 and 19.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 18. And if you will not yet for all this, hearken unto me.
So God says, if you still want to talk about your damn voodoo that gave you independence, read.
Then I will punish you 7 times more for your sin.
You see that? 7 times. You are the proof that you've been punished 7 times more. Read.
And I will break the pride.
Break what?
The pride.
The what?
The pride of your power.
Oh, we got free. We got freedom. We're free. We're the first country. Pride broken. You don't even live like you was the first country that got their freedom. Read.
And I will make your heaven as iron and your earth as brass.
That's a promise, and God fulfilled it. This has been your International News. Make sure you stay tuned after this commercial break on Four Corners News.
But where you get that shirt from?
Solomons-Closet.com. Your one-stop shop to look fly with affordable prices and great designs. Solomons-Closet.com.
I need the spirits to lessen your body, you know we gon' get it. And we in the streets to gather the sheep, you can say that we fishing. But God got intentions, and he got a mission to destroy all the minions. And the son of perdition, hunters, get them, runners, sprinting. The anger of Christ we quenching.
Shalom. This is 34 times the Booster Club has been called upon, and 34 times they've answered. Join the team today and help send the prophets around the world. 12 tribes worldwide. Shalom.
I can't get enough for this word, call me library. All you do is talk, I tell him read, I'll be your pallbearer. As long as my hands clean, I'ma teach, I let the laws tear. You rebuck your doctrine, can't believe I even fell for it. Yeah. Bodies dropping, no top models, no need for worries, cause God got us. See, masculinity need to be shown for real, and all of you that's cross-dressing would be dressed to be killed. Apollo Creed, but I'm hitting like I'm Holyfield. You counting sheep, but you the hireling, the type to flee. It's for the meat, when the battle won, they gnash their teeth. I can't believe I even fell for their hypocrisy. Like it or not, it's Kwam Yasharala. Laws attached to the brain, medulla oblongata. We are not the same over here, we walk with giants. 10 toes down where the clay is mixed with iron. I can't get enough for this word, call me library. All you do is talk, I tell him read, I'll be your pallbearer. As long as my hands clean, I'ma teach, I let the laws tear. You rebuck your doctrine, can't believe I even fell for it.
We about to turn the world upside down. We about to turn the world upside down.
about to turn the world upside down. We're about to turn the world upside down.
Welcome back to Four Corners News. That's right, where the truth speaks. I am Captain Zakar. To my left,
Captain Severus.
And to his left,
Officer Pagiel.
And to his left,
Officer Azaniah.
And to his left,
Officer Daniel.
And we make up Four Corners News. All right, thanks for staying with us, man. Let's get into it, man. We got some more to get into. These haters out here, they actually don't hate us. They think they hate us, but they actually hate God. Right. Let's get that real quick in Thessalonians to show that the stuff that you claim you're griping against us, man, it's actually God you're griping against. You got the answer for that thing too, man. Was it at 2 Thessalonians, right? Is that what I wanted?
Yes, sir.
All right.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4.
Yep.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself.
No. I want the one where they talking about us, man. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, and I want you to read verse where is it at? Read verse 4. Let's see.
2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 4. So that we ourselves glory in you, in the churches of God, for your patience and faith in all your persecutions and tribulations that ye endure.
There we go. So the tribulations and the persecutions that we endure, and it's going to rise. The tribulations and the persecutions are going to rise. But we go through a form of that right now, and the way it's being done is through social media. Pull up the first clown that's trying to bring tribulation and persecutions to us. And try not to laugh, y'all. But if you do, I don't care. Pull up that clown. There we go, right there, man. That's somebody uncle from damn 77.
Like a damn usher.
He ain't changed his damn hairstyle yet. He got a damn S-curl crop top.
What the hell is this?
Go ahead, play it. Let's see what this clown got to say.
Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because it has come to my attention that many of my brothers and sisters who used to be a witness for the Lord Jesus Christ, who have seen the power of the Holy Ghost move among his people, and who have known the miracles done in his name, has left the church and has moved to an organization called the Black Hebrew Israelites.
That's not what we are.
For this reason, I make this video in hopes that I can win my brothers and sisters back to this side of grace. Now, the Black Hebrew Israelites are drawing away Black Christian brothers and sisters by telling them that they're serving a white Jesus and that they are really the true descendants of the tribes of Israel. And these are the two viewpoints I want to address.
Listen to this.
First of all, there's no such thing as a white Jesus. The only reason why the concept of a white Jesus even exists is because of some white Protestants who were extremists, who had an incessant need to feel superior over Black folks, who clearly had a so low self-image of their own selves, went and took a Jewish king, put a white face on him with blue eyes and blonde hair, and then set him up in the church just so that they could appear to be superior over everybody else.
But that was never from... Stop right there, man. Stop right there, man. Let's see. This is how you know these Christians, man, they don't know the Bible. It's the dumbest. It don't even make logical biblical sense, man. There is a white Jesus. It ain't real, but there is one, because you can go on Google and type in Jesus and get 2,700,000 in less than a second. A bunch of images of a white Jesus. Why is that? Go to the book of Revelation, and I want you to read verse 11. Is that what I want? Let's see. Verse 13, and I want you to read verse 14 and 15.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with...
I said 14, 15.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Revelation 13, 14.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 14.
I didn't say one, did I? No. That guy's programmed. Okay, that's good. That's good. All praises. All praises. I ain't gonna get mad at him about that. All praises. He heard 14, went straight to Revelation 1. All praises. No white Jesus in his head. All right, read that. Revelation 13, 14.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image.
Make a what?
Make an image.
They should make an image to what?
To the beast.
To the beast. That's what the white Jesus that you see on Google, that is the image of the beast. So it is a white Jesus.
Yep.
It is biblical that they would do that because they would deceive them that dwell on the earth. Keep reading.
Which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Uh-huh.
And he had power to
Meaning it came from Rome. Go ahead.
To give life unto the image of the beast.
He gave what to it?
Life unto the image of the beast.
That's why the movies have a white Jesus in it.
There
They
you
gave
go.
it life. They gave it the black Messiah's life that he should speak in his pamphlets. And you know what I see a whole lot? And y'all can talk to YouTube, Facebook. I don't know if y'all been seeing it. These Jehovah Witnesses, man, they going hard on the bus stops just standing there.
Yeah. two by twos. They got their big poster boards.
Yeah,
now.
the big poster boards,
Yeah.
the pamphlets, they going hard just standing there. They don't say nothing
Nothing.
to nobody.
Nothing. Nope.
They make sure they in the shade.
They
Shame on their ass. You know how this is. Look, listen to me, y'all. This is how y'all know Christianity is the devil and it's the image of the beast. They got old women out there pushing the gospel to everybody. You not be crazy people and bums go up and down the street. The damn Jehovah Witness man said we gonna sit in the church and wait for y'all women to bring them. Y'all go out there and hit the streets.
Damn.
Wait a minute.
I have not seen one man.
I ain't seen one. Y'all better come up out that stuff, man. But they gave the life of the black Messiah to the white image of Jesus.
Well, actually, Cap, there was
Caesar bowl.
There was one.
What, man?
Yeah, he was in the car
Oh,
while he
God.
sent them to the front door.
That's terrible, man.
To speak to the people in the house.
You was spinning on fofos.
Absolutely
Slammed the door on you yet?
It looked like a pimp, Cap.
Right.
He was
Hey,
he rolled the window down.
There you go.
And then they went to the front door.
Yeah.
Pimp, another pimp named Slickback.
Yes, sir.
Another one.
That's terrible, man. Hey,
Another
go to that next video. We done with that clown, man. You know, he ain't gonna win nobody over looking like you was a damn extra in the 5 Heartbeats.
Hey, and listen,
you're not gonna win nobody over.
Those be the type right there that have they bought the tickets from Mel Gibson already for the next Passion.
Oh yeah, for the next one.
They talking all this. There's no image. It's from the Ku Klux Klan. They already been watched the Passion of Christ. What's that other old one, the Kings of Kings? They done saw all that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yep. Go to that other video, man. And you got people out there like that are against us, saying we're cold and we taking people from the gospel of white Jesus and bringing them into the gospel of the truth. But then you got these others that just deny everything about everything. Play that.
Bro, I had a major brain alert. Major.
I mean,
check this shit out.
Yeah.
Can somebody please explain why there are so many photos of white people coming in on boats? Specifically, coming here to America on boats.
Pacifically is not a word, okay?
Yeah,
I just want y'all to notice that.
Right.
Any Negro that said Pacifically, you got specifically is the word.
Yeah, he does.
Pacifically is not a word.
Ain't that an ocean?
It might be an ocean, but it's not because it's the Pacific Ocean. It's not specifically an ocean.
And
Telling
Cap,
you, man.
another thing.
These deep woke Negroes is crazy, man.
Another thing. Never trust a Negro that's wearing crystals on his chest.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
they all
Yeah,
bugged
they
out.
just
Them Negroes
gone
be
off
bugged
top.
out.
I just don't.
Go back to the video.
Oh man.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, there you go.
That was
It get
dumb
better.
as hell.
You talking
Play
about
that.
Pacifically?
Not
Oh,
that.
Hey, you talking about the Pacific Ocean?
Go ahead, play that.
Y'all about to dive in the ocean?
Coming here to America on boats in the 1800s. But I can't find no photos of so-called black people coming here on boats
All right,
to
stop
America.
it. Stop it.
Come
Hey,
on,
I tell you, man, some of these deep woke dummies, man,
They're gonna die.
smoked out. You got the black Hebrew Israelites, your coat. Then you got these, because you know he's You know who that's aimed at. He didn't say our name, but that's indirectly aimed at us because nobody else talks about black people on slave ships. He's talking about us without saying our name. Can y'all please show the historical let me see. Maybe we won't get there first. Play the next one. Let's see what somebody with some sense had to say. Okay, so it is the video. Okay, that's good. So let's see that. Read that for us real quick, officer.
Show me one ship so I can see with my own eyes. One ship, I beg you, please.
Okay, and what did Captain Amazon say to the dummy?
Go look.
Go look. That's all you got to do is go look. And look, Bishop looked, and which all of us have. We've all looked. Bishop just sent it to us. Pull up the picture of our ancestors on a slave ship. Please.
I tell you, man.
Boom. There you go.
Come on, man.
Wow.
Can you zoom out some? Can they see the top of that? What it says right there? Okay. Yeah, there we go. Newly released captives on board HMS London. Read the paragraph. Zoom in so they can see the picture. So they can make sure that ain't no Edomites. Those are so-called black people. Right. On the right-hand side, and guess who's on the left-hand side? Arabs. Transporting Negroes in slavery. Read that for him.
This photograph shows a group of African people enslaved as part of the East African trade. This group were freed from slavery by the Royal Navy in 1882.
This is long after it's supposed to end. Go ahead.
HMS London was the Royal Navy's depot ship at Zanzibar in the 1880s.
Zanzibar. Bishop brought that out. That's a place over there in the Middle East or Saudi Arabia over there. Go ahead.
At that time, the Navy was active in trying to stop illegal trade in enslaved Africans in the British colonies and tried to deter other countries from continuing the trade. The newly liberated Africans shown had probably been released from slaving ships operating between Zanzibar, the Arabian Peninsula, and Asia. This trade continued until the late 19th century. Although the British had stopped trading in enslaved people earlier in the century, they still bought goods produced by them, particularly cotton from the United States until the end of the American Civil War in 1865.
So go to the other image so they can see. Go to the other one. Go to the next image. There you go. It's a zoomed in of it. Read that at the bottom for it.
A group of newly released slaves on HMS London. C. 1880.
Circa 1880.
There
you go. For those Negroes that don't believe, because where the pictures at right there. Negroes, they not going to readily put this information in front of black folks' face.
Yep. And look at the timeline. Didn't he just play a video in the 1800s? Here you go, right there.
There you go, same time.
Click of a button.
There you go.
Come on, y'all.
Can I ask a logical question?
What's that?
The logical question is, how did they travel back then if they didn't have no planes? All they just had was a boat. They had a boat. How did Christopher Columbus discover so-called America?
Well, according to Negroes that wear crystals on their neck, we did a triple jump from the edge of Ghana and landed on the shore of South Carolina. We did a triple jump.
They walked on the ice age. There was an ice age glacier, and they just slid over there like
play that other video.
Unbelievable, man.
Play that other video. Somebody got some sense out here.
Where are all the slave ships? I mean, they have every other type of ship in a museum, so why don't we have any museums with slave ships in them? With love and light, here's the answer. And we're going to combine some history, some context, and some common sense. So here we go.
Please.
The short answer is that slave ships weren't built to last 500 years, nor were they preserved once they were retired. Because by that time, the folks who were importing slaves found something else to import.
Good.
There are people who are using this as evidence that the transatlantic slave trade didn't happen. And that's just not true. The Middle Passage is very well documented. And if we're thinking in history in terms of the U.S., the last known slave ship to import Africans to America for the purpose of chattel slavery docked in 1860, and it was called the Clotilda. Yep. Now, we know that emancipation happened within 10 years of the Clotilda docking, but there's something that happened in 1808, about 60 years prior, that a lot of people don't know about. And that's called the Act Prohibiting the Importation of Slaves. Now, that act was passed in 1808. And what happened essentially was at the Constitutional Convention, the Founding Fathers argued about slavery the way that they've been arguing about slavery since the American Revolution. And the compromise they came to was that the North was like, okay, South, y'all can keep your slaves that you already have, but you can't import any new ones. But Cheyenne, you just said the Clotilda docked in 1860. Y'all, they were sneaking us in.
Right.
Now we know if there's one thing history's taught us is that white folks don't like the government messing with their money. And there were whole companies who did nothing but import human chattel. Do you think they just stopped overnight? No. They continued. They continued to import human chattel and use the guise of those other goods that they were shipping as cover. And it's very well documented. I implore you to go look it up. But essentially what would happen was, if those ships were found off the coast of the USA and they had slaves on them, what they would do was set the ship on fire and let it burn. Or they'd chain up all the Africans and literally push them off the side so they drowned by the time they got to shore. And they just figured, screw it, we'll just take the loss. And if you look at records from that time, you'll see that a lot of them are incomplete or written in code. And if that sounds absolutely horrific, it's because it was. If you get a chance, I recommend reading this book. It's Barracoon by Zora Neale Hurston. The foreword is by Alex Walker. It's a great book. But it tells of the story of the last black cargo in his own words, in Cujo's own words. But yeah, those ships simply weren't saved because they weren't deemed as important enough to save. And the companies and agencies that use them just use them for other stuff or dock them and let them rot away.
Rice,
if you want more information, the Smithsonian is actually conducting a project. It's called the Slave Wrecks Project, where they go try and look for those boats. But yeah, that's what happened.
That's it.
That's
it. That's all that happened. Negroes, they just started. They put the damn sugar and the tobacco and the rice back in the ship.
There you go.
And started doing that again.
Yeah. Remember, the first important commodity was, let's get the workers that's going to bring the sugars, all the exports. Because when you go to those ports today, who's working out those ports?
Black folk, Hispanic folk.
Yes. Stop. You still there.
Yeah.
The thing is now is the exports of those merchandise, those merchants, the goods.
Yeah, it just changed. That's it. Go ahead.
Oh, for people who don't know, there's a documentary on Netflix called Descendant, where they talk about the last slave ship that they exploded after.
It's a whole damn documentary.
Yeah, a whole documentary about it. About everything she just said. They document everything. It was illegal. Whenever they was about to get caught, they set some dynamites and sank that thing.
So they blew up the ships.
Yep.
So a lot of them at the bottom of the damn ocean, basically.
So Cap, I guess the crystals didn't show him that.
No, not at all. He didn't look into it.
You got hours upon hours and upon hours of proof about our history being put in slavery, but he never questioned Christianity.
I thought the crystals
never questioned African American. Never questioned white Jesus.
No, they don't do that.
They're comfortable with that.
Go to that, what she was talking about, the act prohibiting. I just want to show y'all this. You can look it up on your own time during your Black History Month. Let's pull it up. So that's the act of prohibiting importation of slaves. You can go on Wikipedia, 1807. You can read on it. For time's sake, we won't read it, but you can go look this stuff. Act prohibiting importation of slaves, of when it was implemented. And it goes into how they kept on doing it secretly, just like the girl just said. They was doing it secretly. That's got the seal of America on that. So like, this is in our damn Library Hall of Congress. We did this, y'all. We actually did this. All right. Now go to, because she said it was well documented. It's so well documented that the white man and all of his pride made a whole book about everything they did. Go to the book. Show the book. So the book is called Atlas of the Transatlantic Slave Trade. A whole damn thick book of it. You can find this on Amazon and look what it's got in it. Let's go to it. So there go Esau right there. Let's scroll down on that picture and let's look how much they documented what this Edomite did during those times. Go ahead.
Sir John Hawkins from 1532 to 1595. Oil on panel by an unknown artist of the English School, 1581. National Maritime Museum, Greenwich, London. Sir John Hawkins sought to break the Iberian monopoly on slave trafficking in 1562.
That's Spain, y'all. Spain was transporting slaves in 1562. That's us. Go ahead.
To 1571 by leading several English slave trading ventures to Sierra Leone and seeking to sell his African captives on the Spanish Caribbean mainland in exchange for precious metals. The Spanish refused to allow Hawkins to trade in their American possessions, but his voyages signaled a growing northern European interest in American colonization and slaving activities that was to be realized in the 17th century, undertaken with the tacit approval of the English crown, for whom Hawkins served as treasurer of the Royal Navy. Hawkins's voyages highlight the importance of the alliance between private enterprise and the state in promoting the growth of transatlantic slavery.
That's why I wanted to bring it up. It highlights the alliance between private enterprise and the state. So the private businesses and the government had a hand in the transatlantic slave trade, and both of them benefited off of it. And when it was no longer profitable, meaning what? They had enough slaves, they didn't need any more. You know what we should do, Bill? Let's ban it. Let's stop them from coming over. We got enough. If we keep bringing them over, soon enough, they will outnumber us. Come on, y'all got to understand this white man's diabolical. Go to the next image to show how well they documented the transatlantic slave trade. They actually showed the numbers. It says African coastal origins of slaves and home ports of vessels carrying them 1701 to 1808. Scroll down so we can see the actual image. It's so well documented. Keep going up so we can see it right there. It's so well documented. They know exactly how many slaves came from each country from that time frame. They say just 200,000 slaves came over here from 1619 to 1865. No, go back up, scroll up a little bit. Keep going up to the top. All the way to the top. 1701 to 1808, for 107 years. Scroll back down. They know exactly how many slaves they took on the ships.
Yeah, they know.
That's well documented.
The Negro mind is so delusional that they think, till this day, Esau just started documenting things that he bring over here in this country.
Right.
Like they just started putting slips together about import, export, receipts. Come on, man. Stop it. They have those documentations. They just don't show up.
Been having it, man. The mind of every one of them's deep.
Right.
And knowing that this stuff was illegal and they was criminals, they so prideful in doing it, they said, we're going to keep the numbers on the illegal-ish we do.
Damn.
Because remember, they want to be comfortable wherever they go. Any place they conquer, they want to know, okay, we got a few slaves. We got a few thousand slaves there. So let's go have a vacation.
Yeah.
Because they know who's going to be their servants.
Yeah, exactly right.
Cap, just a question you have to ask a Negro that be asking those dumb questions. How did you get the last name that you have now?
There you go. That's it.
Man.
You know, they're going to try to pull on you. I never acknowledged it at all. The Malcolm X. They're going to put a Malcolm X. My name is X. All right, big bro. Your name's X for a reason. Where did you get it from? Exactly right. Go to the next image to keep showing how much more they documented the slavery. It's not fake. It's real, y'all. It happened to us. That's how we got here. We are the Israelites. Have y'all noticed that there's never been a detailed documentation of Jewish slaves on boats? Yeah. You know, it ain't no damn, it ain't no book about that.
No.
But it's a book about us going into slavery. Leaving major coastal regions of Africa for 1501 to 1867. They kept up with the numbers. And as you see it, as it progresses, it kept going. And as it went on in time, it got more and more and more and more and more people. Even down to 1851 to 1867, if you look at Upper Guyana, 4,800.
There you go.
It was supposed to be abolished in 1808. They were still sneaking slaves in. Then you go to the Bight of Benin. That's right there on the West Coast. 34,000. 1851 after this stuff is supposed to be abolished. West Central Africa, y'all see that column right there?
Right.
Look at those numbers from West Central Africa. That's your Sierra Leone. That's your modern day Liberia areas. They was taking hundreds of thousands of us from there, and they documented it all. And read the bottom of that source where it come from, so niggas don't think we printed that out.
Voyage's website.
That did say source before that.
Source.
Thank you. Gosh.
Voyage's website. Embarkation regions.
Okay, that says slavevoyages.org. Okay. All right, thank you, Wolverhampton. We appreciate you, man. Senegambia,
Sierra Leone, and the Windward Coast.
All of that, man. They can't. Now read the bottom of it.
The column and row totals in this table differ slightly from the data on the Voyage's website because of the rounding rules used throughout this volume and explained in About This Atlas.
They kept detailed numbers of the slaves, man. So you Negroes can't say that this was made up. Go to the other, because she mentioned about the Smithsonian doing a detailed investigation on the wrecks of the ships and the particles. Read that. Play that video. I've never seen a slave ship, and they're showing images of slave ships in America. They've got them in Savannah, Georgia. They're in South Carolina.
Editing. It's empowering because I'm realizing I'm doing this work for generations past and for generations in the future.
Dr. Justin Donovan is an archaeologist and part of the Smithsonian's Slave Wrecks Project, tasked with identifying and studying the wreckages of slave ships around the world. Some of the artifacts end up at the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture.
Not only have history that hasn't been uncovered, but we have maritime history. We've got underwater history that hasn't been uncovered.
Donovan has done work in Africatown, Alabama, a city formed by African Americans after the emancipation of slaves. Many of those in the town crossed the Atlantic on a ship named the Clotilda, the last known slave ship to reach the United States. Historians say the ship docked in Mobile Bay but was destroyed to hide evidence of the illegal voyage. It would be nearly 160 years before the Alabama Historical Commission would confirm the ship had been located.
For me, I just enjoy this idea that we're actually exploring something new each time we come across these wrecks, and then the possibilities beyond that.
But the project's big find came in 2015 with the help of institutions like the Ezekiel Museum of South Africa. Researchers located the Charles Jose.
All right, stop it. So this is the Smithsonian. It's one of the most famous museums in the world for its archaeology. They have been doing detailed deep dives and finding wreckage from the ships. So you Negroes that say that ain't no slave ships and we all came over, or we was already over here, stop smoking that stuff. Now, I'll tell you this. You got to stay away from the ones that say we all Indians too, because they ass is bugged out. Play that video of the brother, because this ain't who we are. Play that.
You the motherfucking Indian if you got carbon in your skin. They lied when they told you in history all the Indians gone. Where they go? Where they go? Where they go? They said there was 8 billion Indians.
Stop.
Where they go?
It's always the niggas with the crystals.
8 billion Indians. It ain't even that many people on the earth. It just reached that many people on the earth. It wasn't 8 billion Gadites here in America.
Man. Hey, Cap, I'm just saying, I can't listen to a Negro that I got five on it.
In the background.
In the background.
You got 5 on what? These crystals, my nigga.
Crystals.
Automatically, you telling me you high. Like,
go back to the video real quick, because it get a little worse. Go back to it.
Crystals on his neck.
You really believe they killed 8 billion of us? They just got here. They just got here. They just got here. Fuck what they telling you. You see, these motherfuckers went back and wrote themselves in our history they got spells of us trying to make us think that they been here and shit, because we have forgot, nigga. 500 of their man-made years, nigga. 1492 is when they landed. They didn't take over to 1776. They got you thinking they been here for forever. They just got here, nigga. You are the Indians. They called you that right in history. Indians, nigga. The Indians that they show you are $5 Indians, nigga. What they call $5 Indians. These are human beings posing as motherfucking Indians, nigga. Getting all the land reservations, all the free land, all the money, nigga. We are the Indians. You looking at them. You looking at them every day, nigga. They didn't kill us. They just renamed us. They enslaved us and renamed us. They didn't bring us across from no motherfucking Africa neither.
Pause. There you go. You see, that's what I said. Them brothers that are, you know what that is an example of our brothers that have came across the information that the Israelites bring out,
right,
and they refuse to believe it because it comes from the Bible. So then they go off into their own lane of researching stuff on YouTube, never actually reading a book or anything about it, and they come up with that stuff, and then they make a doctrine out of it. If you one of those brothers, come up out that stuff. If you know somebody like that, stay away from their ass when they get to talking about that, because they all way left field on that stuff. They mixing Israelite truth with made up Egyptology, woke prison doctrine. There you go, right?
And crystals, Cap. Don't forget about the crystals.
And the crystals.
I don't like the crystals.
And the crystals.
So when you got crystals, you into that whole like chakra stuff.
Yeah, they mixing it with the weed too, man.
Yeah, it's too much.
Sprinkling and all that, man. That's a
Women do that.
You know what they said? They said our father was never in bondage.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
right
exactly
there.
what
That's
That's
John.
the same ones that say Egypt is in Grand Canyon.
Oh gosh,
I'm telling you, man.
Hey,
that's prison doctrine,
Cap,
man.
is it the same ones that
crazy.
says what you call it? Israel is in Haiti? Is it the same ones?
No, this
Nah,
one different.
nah.
This one they say
That's
it's
a
a
whole
whole
different.
You go through the Grand
Yeah,
Canyon,
Israel
they'll
is
take you straight to
Jerusalem.
Egypt.
I mean,
Yeah.
Haiti is Jerusalem. Yeah.
Haiti is Jerusalem. It's a strictly Levite doctrine.
Yeah.
All right, hey, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this commercial break here on
Four
Corners
We about to turn the world upside down. We about to turn the world upside down. We about to turn the world upside down. We about to turn the world upside down.
Welcome back. We are here on Four Corners News with Untold Black Facts. Let's pull it up for the people. Read that for him, officer.
Without black inventors, you wouldn't have these.
So this is some untold black facts. So this is Black History Month. Some stuff that people don't readily know. Let's read through those real quick.
Elevator by Alexander Miles in 1867.
Uh-huh.
The fire extinguisher by Thomas Marshall in 1872.
Didn't know that.
The stethoscope by Thomas Marshall Carrington in 1876.
Mm-hmm.
The light bulb by Lewis Latimer in 1882.
I think I knew that one. Go ahead.
The ironing board by Sarah Boone in
Woo,
1880.
that's how you keep them pants creased. You know a black person created it, man. Gotta be fly.
Yeah.
Gotta have that
He had
Jew
to be
swag.
Jew.
That Jew drip.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The mailbox by Paul L. Downing in
Hey, man,
1891.
I want to write a letter. You gotta have somewhere to put it. Go ahead.
The pencil sharpener by John L. Love.
Hey, if you want to write the letter to put in the mailbox, you gotta have something to write it with. Go ahead.
Traffic lights by Garrett Morgan.
Yeah, I knew that one. Go ahead.
Blood plasma bag by Charles Drew.
Uh-huh.
Air conditioning unit.
Woo! You know
I had
that
a
person
feeling.
made that one, buddy.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
You
on
know
that.
that because we draw heat, man. All praises, man. That's some untold black fact. Let's go to the other image because it has some stuff on there that people don't really know that we invented. Pull it up. Let's see it. Some more inventions by Israelites. Go ahead.
The Almanac by Benjamin Banneker.
If you don't know what an almanac is, it's things of like nature and progression of the sun and things of where it be at on certain times of the years, leap years, all kind of stuff. We made that. Remember, the scriptures talk about Issachar, the so-called Mexicans, had knowledge of the stars and the constellations and can travel throughout the earth based on the positions of stars.
Right.
Go ahead.
That's right.
The Baby Buggy by William H. Richardson.
Oh,
Man,
yeah,
look
man.
at
The
that.
daggone stroller.
Yeah, that's a stroller right
Man,
there.
black
Baby
women got
buggy.
tired of carrying that. Black man made it for
There
him.
you
Go
go.
ahead.
The Blood Plasma Bag by Charles Drew.
Uh-huh.
Cellular Car Phone by Henry T. Sampson. The Corn Harvester by Henry Blair.
That made our job easier during daggone captivity. Go ahead.
Elevator by Alexander Miles. The Electric Lamp by Lewis Latimer. The Emergency Fire Escape Mechanism, James E. Huntley.
That's how you press when you go out the door. Just
Right.
press it real quick. It opens up. That's it. The emergency exit. Black man created that. Go ahead.
The Gas Mask by Garrett Morgan. The Guitar by Robert F. Fleming.
There you go. We made that. Go ahead.
Ice Cream by Augustus Jackson.
Ooh.
Imaging X-Ray by George E. Alcorn.
That's heavy right there, man. The X-ray.
Yep. That's a heavy one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The Lawnmower by John A. Burr. The Mop by Thomas B. Stewart.
Keep the floors clean.
You skip
Go
one
ahead.
mailbox.
Mailbox. Yeah, go
No,
down.
we hit that one.
Yeah, it was on the other one. Go ahead.
Peanut Butter by George W.
George
Carver.
Carver, peanut butter.
The Potato Chip.
I did not know that about the potato chip, man.
Yep.
Didn't know that. Go ahead.
The Straightening Comb.
Now, I don't know about that. I don't know if I like that one right there. That's why most of y'all here got these daggone perms and stuff, man. But we made it. And the Traffic Lighted, once again, by Garrett Morgan. Give me that script real quick in Daniel chapter 2. Daniel chapter 2. And I want you to read verse 3 and 4. So let your children know these are the things that they need to know instead of just learning about daggone Martin Luther King and the civil rights and Selma Bridge. Teach them who we are, inspire their thoughts so they can continue this greatness that we have, because we did those things when it was heavy oppression on us. Right. Now we got a little bit of grace and mercy. So expand your child's mind. Daniel chapter 2, let's read verse 3 and 4.
Daniel chapter 2 and verse 3. And the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream. Then spake the Chaldeans to the king in Syriac, O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation. The king answered and said to the Chaldeans, the thing is gone from me. If you will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation.
Daniel chapter 1, verse 3 and 4.
Daniel chapter 1 and verse 3. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom.
Skillful in all wisdom. What type of wisdom?
And cunning in knowledge, and understanding science.
There you go. That's us, man. That's in our DNA. That's in our spirit. Daniel had that. Daniel was good in science, making things, and his brothers with him, Meshach and Abednego, or Azariah, what their names are, and Mishael. They was good at making inventions. They had knowledge. They had knowledge of language and of government. That's why they was put over the provinces, things of that nature. But they can also create things. That's in our DNA. That's who we are as a people. So don't forget that. That's one of the untold black facts. All right. Hey, so let's get into it, man. How prideful Esau is, man. Go to Sleepy Joe, man. Look what he just recently said. Go to that. Go ahead.
We just have to remember who in God's name we are. We're the United States of America. And nothing is beyond our capacity if we work together. We've never failed to accomplish a goal we've set. Never.
They've never failed at anything. Give me that in Obadiah, verse 1, man.
There you go.
They've never failed at anything that they have set their mind to accomplish. Okay, read that in the Obadiah, verse 1 down to 3.
Obadiah, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom.
Edom is the white man of America and all over the world. All right,
That's
go ahead.
right. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I've made thee small among the heathen.
Small means hated. Go ahead.
Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
That's what you just saw out of Sleepy Joe's mouth, man. The pride of thine heart. It deceived this white man. And I'm going to show you some videos of where he's been deceived and the pride that is evident to everybody on the face of the earth. And we'll have to go into this a little bit later at other time, man. We got to run it short on time, all right? We're going to skip that Monroe that we was at. Go to the next video. Let me see. Pull it up. Let's pull it up real quick. Just pull it up. All right, so let's play that.
Why no country can beat the United States of America in a war. One of the United States' many advantages is its geographic location. There are truly vast expanses of this country in all different types of terrain, from densely forested mountains to scorching deserts. The U.S. military has a defense budget of $766 billion US. It alone makes up a third of all money spent on the military in the world. Only 20 countries have a larger GDP than the U.S. defense budget. Even if you were able to cross the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean to get to the United States and defeat all their allies and even somehow defeat their military, you would still lose. You want to know why? There are 120 firearms for every 100 American citizens, and American citizens are fighters. Most of them would do anything for the country, and it's simply in their blood ever since the beginning. Here is
Now let it play one more time. I'm gonna show y'all something. Let it play.
why no country can beat the United States of America in a war. One of the United States' many advantages is its geographic location. There are truly vast expanses of this country in all different types of terrain, from densely forested
Now
mountains
pause
to
it right
scorched.
there. It said it's location, right? Now go to that Monroe Act video. It says one of its advantages is that it's location. Now play the Monroe Doctrine or Act video. If you never heard of it, you're about to learn about it real quick and see what it is. And I'm going to give you a scripture on how that's biblical. Go ahead.
You know, the Americans have the Monroe Doctrine. I don't know what you know about the Monroe Doctrine, but the Monroe Doctrine basically says the Western Hemisphere is our backyard. And no distant great power, which means no great power from Europe or from Asia, is allowed to put military forces in the Western Hemisphere.
Stop right there. That's the Monroe Doctrine. That's why you don't see any Russian embassies, any China embassies or things, or military bases. You know what do they call those in the scriptures? Garrisons.
Right.
That's what those are. You don't see any military garrisons here in America because America said we own the entire Western Hemisphere. This side of the earth is ours. Nobody is beside us. Give me that in Isaiah chapter 47. I told you I was going to show you where it's in the Bible, right? This is how you know that this place right here is Babylon the Great. Give me the Isaiah 47, verse 1, and then we're going to jump. Go ahead, read that.
Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Virgin daughter of Babylon. Go to Psalms 137 real quick so we can tie it together. Sit in the dust, virgin daughter of Babylon. Who is God referring to as the daughter of Babylon? What race of people? Go ahead.
Psalm chapter 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
Edom is the white man of America and all over the world. What did God call them? Go ahead.
In the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon.
God called the white man the who?
The daughter of Babylon.
Because if you know anything about ancient Babylon are the Ethiopians. Those is a black race people. But God said this is the daughter of them. Why? Because they are in the midst of confusion, just like ancient Babylon was. Now go back to Isaiah. Now that we know the virgin daughter of Babylon is the white man of America and all over the world, Isaiah chapter 47, and I want you to read verse 7 and 8. Watch this.
Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 7. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever.
That's where you get your Statue of Liberty from, right? And it's America represents herself as a woman. Go ahead.
So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. Neither didst remember the latter end of it.
Now listen to this. Pay attention. What he just said, the Monroe, where we are by ourselves, we own the Western Hemisphere. There are no garrisons of another major power over here. Read.
Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly.
Dwellest carelessly, meaning that you do whatever you want to. For what reason? Read.
That sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
I'm what?
I am, and none else beside me.
What did that white dude just say? The Monroe Doctrine? We go back and play it again, because you missed it. You missed it. What it said, I am, and none dwelleth beside me or none else beside me. Play it again.
Is our backyard.
Run it back.
And no distant great power.
Okay, it's good. It's good. Go ahead.
Atmosphere is our backyard. And no distant great power, which means no great power from Europe or from Asia, is allowed to put military forces in the Western Hemisphere.
Pause it. Read that part again. Verse 8.
I am and none else beside me.
That's in the Bible. They dwellers by themselves. There's nobody beside them. That's why they can talk that prideful stuff that they speak, because there's no relative threat on this side of the earth, because they had put it in their clause or whatever, establishing the country. No European power shall set up against us, next to us. No military garrisons yet, and still they have military garrisons all over Europe, right?
Hey,
go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Cam. You had some more.
No, go ahead. What you gonna say?
With that, I'm glad because that makes them a big target for the Lord.
Yes.
Can I get a scripture?
Yeah,
go to Jeremiah 49, verse 16, real quick. With them, they don't even know how by them doing that, they just made themselves a big target, an easy target for the Lord. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee.
Have what?
Hath deceived thee.
They have deceived themselves. Go ahead.
And the pride of thine heart.
They're what?
The pride of thine heart.
All you saw is that's their pride. In their military, nobody can beat them. Nobody can compare to them. Read.
O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Because you know who he's talking about. Edom. Right? Read on.
That holdest the height of the hill.
Come on.
Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle.
Come on.
I will bring thee down.
The Lord promises he will bring you down.
There you go. Now look how much more this pride in their spirit. This is how you know. We try to convey to y'all that are listening that the white man, the Caucasian, American, Russian, French, they are Edom of the Bible, and they are the prideful that God hates. Play the next video. Listen to this pride. Watch this, Cap. Play that. Yep.
You want to talk about why the Western societies will not fall? I'll give you a couple examples. The F-15, the F-16, the F-22, the F-35, M1 Abrams tank, the Blue Water Navy, the KC-135, the KC-10, the ICBM structure.
You're saying all the money we spend on defense.
And the global positioning system. You want to come for us, you more than welcome to. The United States dollar is backed by the military, and as much as you guys want to sit there and complain, I'll say this right now. There's one country on this planet that has stealth capability. There's one country on this planet that I think has functioning ICBMs. I don't think Russia has a single functioning ICBM. And there is one country on this planet that actually has a functioning blue water navy. There's only there's only a few countries on this planet that have air refueling capability. And the only reason why they have them is because we sold it to them. If you guys want to come for us, you can. The United States could take on every country in the entire world militarily at the same time, would be fine. Now, if you want to say cyber terrorism or there's a moral decay from the inside, cool, make that argument. The United States is not going to fall, not in our lifetime, not in the next 20 lifetimes.
Wow.
You can believe whatever you want. It just seems to be this buzzword that I hear on YouTube all the time about how Western society is going to fall. The morality that you want to instill, that is on your neighborhood, that is in your block, and that is in your house. As a Christian man, I will raise my kids that correct way. At the same time, I am not going to be so naive as to look to the world and wonder, when are we going to swing back to our old Christian values? Because it is not going to happen.
Stop. And that is why God is going to destroy this place. Hey, play it. It gets worse. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. Play the next video. Go ahead.
Move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Damn.
They're watching us.
There you go.
That's pride, ain't it?
That's pride.
Oh man,
that's prideful as hell, right there to say that, ain't it?
You come this way, boy, you ain't going home.
You ain't going home. Say, right? Cross that gun line, boss. Give me that in Isaiah 14 real quick. Isaiah 14:4.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
We just read who the king of Babylon is. Go ahead. That's Edom, the white man. Go ahead.
And say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
How is the golden city going to cease? That's the thing. How is it going to cease? Give me that in Isaiah 47. Let's go back to that. Because God's prophesying. Because the pride has deceived them. They're invisible. All their F-16s, their F-15s, their GPS global positioning, their stealth, their ICBM missiles. Nobody can take us down. Isaiah 47, and I want you to read verse 9.
Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 9.
Yep.
But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
Quick.
The loss of children.
The loss of children. Those people in the army, gone. Go ahead.
And widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection.
At the right time. When you know why, what's going on right now? They ain't powerful enough to take Christ on by himself. No. With all that stuff he just named, they're not powerful enough to take on Christ by himself.
That's right.
Keep reading.
For the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
Read on.
But thou hast trusted in thy wickedness.
That's their inventions they got, the military power. Go ahead.
Thou hast said, none seeth me.
Thy
wisdom and thy knowledge. It hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am and none else beside me.
Nobody's beside me. I am God. And for that reason, for the pride of your heart, God said you got to go. And what I said about they ain't strong enough, jump back, Isaiah 47, verse 3.
Verse 3.
We'll wrap it up. Go ahead.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
That's why they ain't strong enough. All of that stuff that he just mentioned and boasting about it. Somebody else is going to raise your kids. I dare you to try us. We've got everything. We've got all this money in the FBI and the CIA. Christ said, you ain't even strong enough to deal with me because he's not going to meet you as a man that any of that stuff will work on. It's not going to work on him. You're not powerful enough. But the pride of your heart has deceived you to what's going to happen. When Christ returns, they're going to be afraid, but they're going to do what? They still going to fight. And they're going to be destroyed in a moment, in one day. Quickly. That's right. And we all going to cry and weep after the Lord as one that lost her only son. All right. Hey, so we're going to wrap it up right there here on Four Corners News. All praise to the Most High. Stay tuned for Precept upon Precept with Captain Shim, Officer Matthew, Officer Michael down in New Orleans. They're going to be bringing it out to you. All right. Captain Verse, you up?
All right, Israel. It's that time again. Don't forget to put your money where your mouth is.
That's right.
Go ahead and join the Booster Club today. IUIC.fundraising at IsraelUnite.org. Also, don't forget to join the Booster Club. Go on to visit the Booster Club, y'all.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And you can visit the website at www.israelunite.org, where we've got a bunch of different things you can learn from, videos you can watch, music you can listen to, you can shop there, as Cap Severus was saying, man, and just come up out of Christianity. Prepare yourself. Don't be deceived by the what it says, the sorceries of this white man, and get caught up in the judgment of Jesus the Christ when he makes his second coming. All right. So with that, we say shalom.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop